So then guys, have you ever wanted crystal clear footage of around your house for security purposes like I've done here in my back garden or my yard? Well, you can do it too with the brand new Eufy 220S, what's coming in at a really affordable price. It gives you crystal clear clarity sort of imagery like this here. In fact, let me tell you about it more at my desk. Come on.
There we go, back on my studio desk. So Eufy cameras, if you didn't know already, they're actually made by Anker, and Anker make loads of different sort of power supplies and plugs and things like this, but they also make security cameras too. So today what I want to do is I want to talk about the brand new S220 Eufy camera that you can see here. This is the solar one running at 2K video. So this is 1440p, and I want to show you guys why this camera is so amazing. So I think the first thing we need to do is do an unboxing of this new camera and show you guys everything what's inside the box. So let me get my camera around and let's have a look what's inside this. So then we have the Eufy S220 SoloCam, as you can see right here. So you can see here it says tiny but mighty with continuous solar power, and I'll be talking more about this. The other main key thing here is the free no monthly fees. You don't have to pay for any subscription. Again, I will talk about this a little bit later on after I do the unboxing, but just want to show you the box here. Shows you lots of information, tells you about Eufy security, what it's all about and everything like that. Also key features about this S220 here as well. Again, I will go over this a bit later on in this video, but the main thing is what we want to do is just to unbox it. And as you can see, even still, this is quite a small camera straight away. If this is my hand here, I'm a full-grown adult and this is my adult size hand on it, you can see it's quite large in that sense that my hand basically is quite, you know, adequate to the actual boxing, and obviously there'll be a lot of packaging inside this. So let's have a look. Let's see if we can open this up. If I struggle here, let's peel this here, and then let's see then what we have inside. So I'm guessing this is going to be the camera, and then we've also got another box there. So just want to show you it's empty on the inside there. Let's start then with the camera, with everything that we have right here. So let's see if we can get this opened up. And there we go, that is the camera, that is everything. There we go, look, so it sits right in my hand there, you can see. So I just want to peel off this just here, if I can get that off as well. I like having a lot of like labels here just to get everything nice and clean and easy to get it off. There we go, there's the camera and everything and sensors. Not sure if I can see it that well in this light here, but there we go, we have that. And then on top here, this is actually the solar panel. So this here is where it will actually charge up the actual camera. And if you actually said that if you actually have this in direct sunlight, 3 hours of direct sunlight on this is enough to give you a day's charge, and that is really impressive. So there we go, we actually have the camera, 2K camera with security camera. We've got the sync button here at the bottom, just make sure it's put on a tight seal. USB-C port as well if you want to do charging that way and things like that, and the sync button. So we will get that looked into a little bit more. Let's have a look and see what else we've got here. We've also got some nice instructions and everything there, so let's just open that up. So we've actually got a camera mounting screw positioning card. These are quite useful to get it all level, as we will see it later on in the video when it's all mounted. Instructions how to mount and get the camera all set up in multiple different languages. Not sure what that is, but never mind. I'm sure it's going to be important for something, for somebody. And let's have a look. Let's see what we got in this box there, and the other one that we have right here. So I'm guessing this is going to be the main sort of adapter, or the main thing what you hold onto the wall with. So sure enough, we'll have got something there. We've actually got the mounting plate there. So if we can unscrew this, this is where it will go onto the wall. So there we go, we'll have our 2 screws actually on the wall going through here, and then basically this will go back in, and then we can actually mount the camera. So on the back of the camera here, we do actually have a mounting screw. So just to show you here quickly, this is what will happen. We can mount it on. I tighten it just like this for the moment, and then obviously we can then position the camera in any way that we want it, and then tighten this up at the same time, which is pretty cool. So with that out of the way then, guys, I think we've also just got one more thing in here. I think this is just probably the USB cable, if I'm right, and some screws. And there we go, there's the mounting screws, and there's the USB-C cable. And if I'm correct then, guys, I think that is the whole unboxing of this Eufy S220. So after doing the unboxing, just feeling the camera here is quite light for what it is, and obviously it's definitely going to hold on its support there on the back, what I've actually attached and everything. And actually it's quite a great camera to grab all of that sort of power into it. As I already mentioned in the unboxing, you just need 3 hours of sort of proper daylight sunshine onto this to actually give it a full day's battery worth of energy. So if you can imagine that, if you get basically more than 3 hours of sunlight a day, then generally you're going to be able to keep this charged forever. So it's kind of like a lifetime guarantee of charge inside this. And the best thing as well, as you can see here, there are no wires. All you need to do is literally just attach this to your wall, as you can see what I've done right here, and basically that is it. You just need to set it all up and it's all ready to go. And talk about the actual setup, let me show you how easy it was to set up everything on my actual iPhone. So to do this, I've actually recorded my actual iPhone screen. So to add a new camera like this new S220 that I have here, all I need to do is just go to my main devices here and I can add everything. There we go, there's my other camera just over there as well. So I'm just going to add a different camera by pressing the plus here, and then all we have to do is we just have to go to a battery camera, because this is what this technically is, even though it does have the solar power on top. So we're going to press on that, and obviously this is the brand new camera, the S220 SoloCam. So I'm going to select that, and then obviously it's going to add it to my actual home device that I've actually got here. And then what we can do is we can actually connect it to my actual home base. So I'm going to select that here, my Matt's home.
Press the sync button until you hear the beep.
So I'm going to press the sync button, as you heard it there. So let's hear it beep. And then I've got to press next. And then what we want to do is we actually want to scan the QR code what's on the back here. So can you see here, I've got a QR code. I'm just going to scan that. So I'm going to click OK. Oh, I need to with the camera actually.
Connecting to the Wi-Fi network. Please wait.
There we go, you heard that. And I heard the 2 beeps. So now it's connecting, so we can put this back down. This might just take a second or two. It's just going to connect to my home base.
Setup was successful.
And there we go, the setup has been successful. So I'm going to click done now. And then probably what's going to happen is the camera's actually going to turn on. So I'm just going to face it over that way just already. So this one is going to be in the backyard, this one is. So I'm going to click next there, and then we can set up some settings. We can either have optical battery life, so the clip length is about 20 seconds, or we can have optical surveillance. This can actually do a clip up to 60 seconds, or I can actually customize it. And we can also change the power as well. So we can either use an external solar panel, or we can use the battery that's inside. So I'm going to set the battery what is inside. When it means a solar external, this is basically meaning that we can actually use a USB-C sort of external power supply underneath this plug here. So I can actually plug something in what's USB-C to actually start charging it by an external supply. So I'm just going to click next there, and then obviously we want to have the most efficient probably way of doing this. I'm just going to click next on that. And then it's also telling me to fully charge the actual camera before usage. So that's something else I'm going to do before I mount this. So I'm going to click next now. It tells me how to put on the clips and everything to mount it onto the wall and everything. And also all the instructions how to get direct sunlight onto it, and that it needs at least 2 hours direct light on it for actual constant charging. So with that out of the way, it's just going to skip through these bits and pieces. And there we go. We've got a great signal, and there's my hand, as you can see. And with a lot of echoing there as well. So there's also some updates as well to firmware. So I'm just going to leave that run. And then once that's all happened, the camera will reboot and everything is completed. So the Eufy camera is super easy to install. So I'm installing it here on my shed. So I'll just put the last screw in here. And there we go. That's the main sort of frame just done there. And then all we have to do is just basically install the actual camera here onto the sort of clip there. We can tighten it, as you can see. And then what we can actually do is we can adjust the camera exactly where we want it. We can have a different sort of level. So I want to actually angle it a bit like this, a little bit pointing down. Now the main reason behind that is we want to get as much light, solar light, hitting it during the day, because like I said, 3 hours of light can actually charge this up in one go. So there we go, that's all now ready to go, nice and secure. And now let's check out the footage we are actually getting from this camera.
So, as you can see, the 2K resolution is really clear, and we're about half an hour away from a sunset as well. What's absolutely amazing on this camera, the footage, I can actually see it here on my phone as well, is really, really crystal clear. The same footage that you guys are seeing right now. It's really, really awesome. And like I said, guys, you can see lots and lots of detail. 2K is more than enough. You're getting a bit of background noise and everything, but it is a really, really awesome sort of clear picture we're getting in basic daylight. And with that as well, guys, let's now switch over to nighttime view and let's see what that looks like as well. So again, this is in nighttime mode now, so the sun is completely set, and you can see I'm coming up really, really clear here. Everything's in black and white, but the night mode sensors are working absolutely superb, and we're still getting a really crystal clear image of everything here in the garden or the yard, or me as well. So that is really awesome too for a 2K camera.
I want to talk about some of my favorite features about this camera, and the first one I have to say has got to be that all-day battery life, what I have spoke about already, that you don't need any wires and that it's just ready to go. And this is also, remember, powering 2K of video. This is not your standard little 720p or 560p or whatever they are. This is 1440p camera, so it's really, really clear. A lot of gamers out there, when they play things like on their big sort of like 30-inch sort of screens or things like this, they normally have a 1440p sort of setup, and you get kind of crystal clear kind of images, as you can see right here, as you can see on my lawn in my back garden I have right here. To go along with that, there's also AI also built into these cameras. So I don't know about you, I've had other cameras in the past, and whenever myself, when I walk past the camera, I keep getting like a notification on my phone telling me, somebody's walked past your camera, there's somebody there. The great thing is, as you can see here, you can actually set up your face as a recognized face, and family members and friends if you want to do that too. And so what you can do is you can set up the camera to basically ignore or tell you if whenever one of these people are walking by. So obviously for me, I don't want to be told all the time that I'm in the garden, you know, doing the lawn or doing the yard or anything like that. So I can turn off the notifications to say, if you see my face, just ignore it, don't tell me. Or if I've got anybody else who I know or who I want to add, I can add them to and tell the camera just to ignore these people. So when there actually is a proper intruder involved, then the actual camera will notify me. And that's really, really cool with the AI software that's built into this camera, what is really, really awesome. As I've mentioned already, this camera can be installed anywhere. And as you can see here, I've installed my camera into a bit of a random spot, as you can see here. And the great thing also about these cameras, especially here where I live in the UK, we get a lot of rain. And with that, the great thing about these cameras is that they're actually IP67 rating. So this basically means they're completely splash proof. So if we do have a good downpour of rain, they're going to be fully protected. So I don't need to worry about that at all, that no electronics or anything are going to get damaged. It is fully IP67 rating, so any downpours of rain on it, it is really, really good. I know that there's going to be no problems there whatsoever. Then if you do decide to get yourself a hub, what is the home base free, as you can see right here, then the great thing about that is that you don't actually have to pay for any monthly fees. You just buy the base, and in fact, you can actually stick a hard drive inside this up to 16 terabytes. And then with that, you don't have to worry about any fees going into the future. You don't have to get a 16 terabyte hard drive inside it. And by the way, that is just a standard normal sort of hard drive you can just put inside, but you don't have to get anything special. You don't have to pay anything more. It's just ready to go. No subscriptions. There are no cables here on the camera. It is honestly a really great camera system. And also you don't have to supply power either or change any of the batteries. There are so many great features about the Eufy camera, and that's why I highly recommend it, especially also with the 2K resolution too. And if you do want to check out the Eufy cameras right now, do check out the link that I'm displaying on the screen as well. And also I'll be displaying this also in the description of this video too. So do check out the S220 Eufy security camera, this 2K one, because it's absolutely awesome. And with that, guys, it's time to wrap up this video. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button. If you want to hear the latest technology news, reviews, and comparisons, just like we've just done today, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell. Until next time, guys, I will see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.